Ibra di testa, Tonali, gol! Sandro! Meritato! Sandro! Gol!
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of the SempreMilan podcast. I'm your host Ollie Fisher, joined once again by Anthony Torgrud.
What's up, guys? Glad to be back. I am viciously on the mend right now. My voice is a little gone. I apologize. I just woke up. I went to bed at 7 o'clock this morning. And, yeah, good celebrations.
Absolutely. Maddie is with us as well.
Yeah, I thought I had gotten kicked out because everything just went to a spinning thing. But
We tried.
unreal day. I'm excited for this week's episode. As I say every week. More so this week. Except for Steph's background. He's got some shit back there.
Yes. Always a pleasure to be back on, especially to Diana. It's, as you can see behind me, well, we won. We did it. I can't actually grab. Yeah, there we go. We did it. We won the league. Let's talk about it.
We did.
Talk about it.
Let's talk about it. We did. I feel like we could have opened this episode with like a collective singing of "We Are the Champions" or something along those lines, or one of us reenacting Zlatan's speech from the dressing room, or anything along those lines would have been absolutely perfect. But we've decided what we're going to do instead of doing the usual structured stuff that we do with all the little banners and stuff. We're just going to raw react to what was definitely the best night following Milan in the last decade. I think it would be fair to say. We've gone 11 years without a league. The equation was simple. We just needed to draw against Sassuolo to win the 2021-22 Scudetto. We needn't have been worried in the end. It was all done and dusted by half time.
By the 37th minute. Yeah, it was an emphatic win. I mean, we just ran through them. The boys knew the assignment, and they were not going to let up. My voice is so gone. I screamed all night long, so I apologize. But Giroud had a brace. Kessie had a goal. Leao had 3 assists. Not technically, but he would have had 4 assists because Zlatan scored an offside goal. If that Zlatan goal counted, oh my God.
I'd still be in tears now. Yeah.
I screamed. We all screamed. It was insane.
I screamed because I knew how happy AJ would be. In the back of my head, I'm like, I know who my flop of the game is going to be.
Oh, wow. Dug him out early. 3 minutes into a Scudetto recap, and we're already going for the flop of the match stuff. Nice. Oh man, it was incredible though. I run out of superlatives to use for this team in general, but I run out of superlatives to use for the day as well. Like, me and Stefano both went to Milan Club London for the game. We'd said all week that was what we were going to do. And we were like stressing about whether we would get in and, all that. Cause there was a huge turnout. They ended up leaving about 50 people outside because that many people showed up to watch the game. Lorenzo, who's been on the pod before, didn't manage to get in. So he had to peer in through the window. Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah. No, he had an iPad.
At least he wasn't
well.
alone. There's other fans out there to celebrate with.
Yeah, he was with mates. And also he did manage to get in at the end of the game for the celebrations. So that was
that's good.
But yeah, that was not we were up in a little corner kind of thing. We had the game on our own screen, which was amazing. And then down on the huge floor near the bar and stuff, there must have been, 80 to 100 fans. It was carnage. It was absolutely the best way that, without being in the stadium itself, that was the best way to experience it because everybody was so up for it. You're surrounded by people who know how much it means, and it means just as much as you while you're watching it there. But yeah, there were a few nerves floating around before the game, I think it would be fair to say, but more so not necessarily as if we were facing a really difficult opponent or this was going to be the toughest game. It was just
did we even face an opponent?
It seemed like we just had shooting practice. Did they even have a shot? No. Did they have one shot? I don't even know, genuinely.
I think Mike had a few
second
good
half,
saves, but
did he?
I'm thinking back on the game, and I'm just like, it didn't even look like we were being challenged.
No,
we weren't. We're the champs. No one could challenge us.
No challenges.
Honest to God, all I remember,
I still might
that was
disagree.
it. And I don't remember anything from the second half minus Zlatan's offside goal because I was at that point, I was on another planet at halftime. It was game over for me.
I don't think anyone could remember the second half. It was crazy,
it was weird.
I stole the program from the bar, which by that I mean just a piece of paper that said Sassuolo v Milan at 12, and it was like taped to the section because it was also showing the Prem games as well. So like all the fan clubs were everywhere. And I was like, "This is mine. This is my souvenir."
That's your memento.
Stole a piece
Someone
of paper.
should have taken ours from the table that we had as well. We had like a table reserve. We should have taken that in hindsight. But yeah, my match report, I think it was like 700 words in total, and I think 600 of them were the first half, and then 100 words of just like we made these subs, and then nothing happens. But yeah, man, that's because the pints were flowing as well at that point. You know,
yes, they were.
You know, I apologize for those people who might have been looking on our website for like every single bit of information that was available after the game. Myself and Isaac tried. We battled away. We tried to manage work and celebrations, and I think we lost. I don't think we managed to do it. But you know, no regrets.
Props to you guys for trying.
Once in a
I
decade.
haven't checked the news, Twitter, the chat. I haven't looked at anything since the end of the game.
Well, when you went to bed, the Good Morning Champions of Italy tweets had started. That's how late you were going to bed.
You went to bed when I woke up.
Yeah.
No, it was an hour after that. It was an hour and a half after they woke up.
Incredible that you're here, to be honest. And by that, I mean alive, more so than anything. But yeah,
shout out Madison for waking me up.
My phone call.
Well, this is how dazed I was. Somehow my phone was in my pocket when I was asleep. And when you called me, my whole bed was vibrating. I was so confused what was happening. And when I found it,
earthquake in Virginia.
Yeah, I was so confused. Like,
yeah. Oh, but yeah, look, right. Performance point of view, I suppose, which we actually need to talk about before we do all the sentimental bollocks. It was really good. Like from the first whistle, we absolutely hounded them and hammered them. I think if they were like, I asked the question last week, how do we play this knowing we need a draw? Do we go and get that 9th clean sheet in 11 games and then you know everything's taken care of? Or do you try and play our way, which is front foot, which is to try and, you know, beat everyone in our path? I think the general consensus was let's go for them early on, get a goal up, and then everything's plain sailing. It doesn't matter what's happening at San Siro. We had our foot on their throat.
We did both. We kept 9 clean sheets in 11, which is incredibly insane statistic. And then 3 goals in the first half. Basically, we just played the same game plan we always do. We didn't change it for anything because it's been working. And, you know, had we had changed it, it would have acknowledged what was on the line and it would have contradicted the mentality of every game's a final. You know, it would have solidified this one as a final. And that's when nerves set in. That's when the young team reveals himself as a young team. That's when things go south. So the fact that they just said, no, we're here to play. We're going to do what we do. And they went out and played better than ever. It was, I mean, I don't know if it was our best performance of the season, but emotionally,
it was almost faultless. Like,
yeah, it was.
You know,
you got to think
I think it was one of our top of the season.
Yeah. And we had one card on Tonali, and it was for a shoulder to shoulder. It was never even a foul, but he still got the card because Doveri. But I guess I do remember more of the game. Wow. That was because I had Badare ball with me, and he was screaming his head off when that happened.
Well, that's his default setting.
That was a highlight of the night. We talked about that. Like, Badare went into another room, and I just followed because I'm like a little happy drunk puppy at the time. And I'm like, oh, Badare. And so I run, and he's on the phone, and I look at it, and it's you and Zoe on FaceTime.
Like, what the fuck? Yeah, that was mad. That was our little booth that we were in. It was absolutely, it was mega. Yeah, there was so many people there that were, I mean, there'd be people listening to this who came up and said hello and said, like, thanks for everything that you do with SempreMilan. Thank you if you did come up and said, I was blown away. Like, I just thought we have this, not this little thing, you know, obviously it's grown into something amazing. Like to think of it as a community that unites fans, English-speaking fans off wherever you're from in the world. But like when people actually say it to you in person, like, oh, I listen to your podcast all the time, or I read the website. God, it's gratifying. You know, it's amazing. So thank you to anyone who did that. And it was a memorable day. Wouldn't have been that harsh on Sassuolo if we'd have gone in 6-0 up at half time. Let's be honest. That's why I think it was our best performance of the season. We did miss some clear-cut chances, and that's a shame. Like when Concealy made a couple of saves, and there was that incredible block, I think, from Ferrari to deny.
They had like 2 or 3 goal line clearances.
Yeah, there was that one off the line as well from Tomori. So that's like, maybe it wasn't our most clinical performance, or maybe they were trying to be heroes for around about 15 minutes, and then it all fell apart with that. It's funny because Concealy made good saves, and then the one that he let in, he shouldn't have. It hit, sort of rattled between his legs and then trickled over the line. And I think that's the one that settled the nerves, you know. That's the one that got us thinking, okay, we're through the force field now. Let's control the tempo of the game. We don't need to push on the accelerator all the time anymore. But yet we carried on doing it. And those 2 goals, 32nd and 36th minute, I mean, it was mad. I mean, we hadn't even stopped celebrating the second goal when the third goal went in. You know, you just hear the clinking of glasses as stuff gets dashed everywhere. It was madness.
Our bar made sure to bring plastic cups instead of using the glass ones. It was call.
Oh, yeah, we got the 2 pinters. The mega pints, as John.
Oh, the mega pints. They were huge. Yeah, I just remember, like, I just remember Ollie just trying to keep up with everything that was happening in, like, the first 15 minutes, like the shots. And that's how mad it was. By, like, 20 or something minutes before we scored the first goal, we had, like, 7 or something shots, like, clear shots. I don't know if they were all on target, but, like, really got, you know, the Giroud header, Salamakers, I think, shot from outside the box. There was the corner. That sort of just like hit off everyone. Can't think of a few other moments other than that, like Leao, I guess, and stuff like that. But yeah, it was crazy, man. The start of the game, and I mean, what more can you ask for from a start? It was just
the entire game was
goal.
kind of a blur. You know, I wasn't worried until the last 10 minutes, and then I was like, what if they like just score 4 goals?
Well, because
what if they just score 4 in the last 10 minutes?
Well, so they had all the prem games on
just
too.
finish this out.
And City did their comeback from 2-0 down to 3-2 in 10 minutes. That was a legitimate concern for us too. We're like, City just did it. What if this fucking team does it? Like, if any team's going to do it to us, it'd be them. So we all were a little scared too. It was fantastic because there's no City fan club because City fans don't exist. But there was like 2 massive Liverpool fan clubs with us on both sides of our area. So each Villa goal, they were cheering. You know, when they scored, when they took their go-ahead goal, they were cheering. And there was no celebration when Salah got the 3rd goal because they were losing at that point. They did not have the title. And it was just beautiful.
It's funny. I mean, there are some
Liverpool
parallels
didn't hold
in the
the title at all yesterday.
Yeah, at any point when they were set to win it was.
No. By the time City scored their 3rd goal, Liverpool took the lead.
Yeah, it was
still Liverpool already took the lead before City realized.
Salah scored in like the 84th minute.
Yeah.
I thought they had
still, it was 1 goal swing in it then, so they would have been believing. But
and it's not like they knew. You know, they knew in halftime they were up 2-0 or whatever.
So I think it was Wolves fans started going 3-3 like that to Liverpool fans, as in Villa have scored. Someone started a rumour that Coutinho had scored, so they all went nuts, and then it turned out it was complete fabrication.
Oh my god,
that is evil.
Don't mind that. Funny. Yeah, that was inside the stadium as well, so that is hilarious. Yeah, there are some parallels in a way between what happened there and what happened in ours. You know, in terms of the two current powerhouses going head to head, and the possibility of the scenario changing all the time in the game. The difference is ours was boring. Ours was a bit of an anticlimax, you know. To be 3-0 up at half time. I mean,
what was the score of the Inter game? I don't even know.
3-0.
They won 3-0 as well, but it was 0-0 at half time, so that must have been the most depressing half time ever.
Yeah, that's actually impressive that they fought back after that.
Yeah, would you be asked? Because I was saying to Stefano at half time.
Did Salernitana go down? No, they didn't.
No.
Sorry. This is my first time looking at results.
You're just catching up on everything that's gone on. Yeah.
I haven't had a day.
I was saying to Stefano at half time, I was hoping that.
How'd that Everton game go, Matty?
Oh, there's no
horrible.
At least you stayed up.
5-1.
So did Leeds, though.
5-0.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Leeds stayed up? Wow.
Yeah.
Let's focus on Milan.
Yeah,
Sorry, dude,
we knew this would be all over the place.
Raging. I think what Ollie's about to say was that when Inter were drawing, it was almost as if like we wanted them to win because we want them to be our result to mean something, to be like, oh, we needed to win today, and good thing that we did. And I think that's what you were saying. It was just kind of annoying at halftime. Inter weren't really doing their end of the bargain by sort of keeping us on our toes. But
I said I wouldn't have minded them drawing though, because then we'd have won the league by 4 points. But at the same time, winning by 2 points, literally that derby win is everything. That Giroud brace and then a Giroud brace. Those are the 2 decisive moments of the season when you look back. I mean, you say obviously the Bologna game and stuff, but even if they'd drawn that, we still have head-to-head.
We've got a certain goalkeeper to thank.
We do, man. We do. And we should sign Marko Arnautovic just to say thank you as well for his equaliser in that game.
There was a point where there was a video of the Inter bench going 1-0, and then they were like, 2-0, and then they're like, there's no chance.
That must have been so destroying,
Yeah.
Good.
While you can't score yourself.
And I hope Hakan is really pissed.
Oh, I saw a funny tweet. It was like, was it one of you guys?
What about him going from second to second?
Yeah.
No, it was Hakan's used to watching his
ex cheat or something.
Win or something like that. I can't remember what it was, but it was really
funny.
I may have retweeted that.
Oh, you can't see that, can you? Really?
That's a coffin.
That's Milan fans with a coffin with Hakan on it.
Yeah. But him like that.
That is
kind of mad. That is mad.
Brutal.
We are gutted, to be fair.
But that first half was crazy, man. You never felt like we've seen games before where we started off really well and we don't score that goal, and it's sort of like, is that going to come to bite us in the arse? But they just kept on it, man. The intensity was just there and there and there. And it was like, I probably want to see that Milan team get tested after the game, because there was something in them. But then that's what motivation does, isn't it? It kicks them on. Sassuolo, they had nothing to fight for. And that's why we said last week, if you ain't got enough to come into this game and understand this is one of the biggest games of most of these players' careers so far, and treat it like that, and Sassuolo haven't got that sort of motivation, that's what the game of football is like, man. Yeah. You're already better than them for quality, near enough. Then just basically beat them with desire and heart. And honestly, you can't. That was a faultless performance. Even the players are on yellows that could have been suspended for the first game of next season, like Tomori and Kalulu. And I think that's why Pioli thrilled Romagnoli as well, getting booked for Lazio.
That would have been funny if he did.
Yeah, that would have been funny. Get him for a slide tackling. But that was also good as well. He got his send-off game, which was amazing to see, because when we think about the whole journey that the club's been on, he's obviously a symbol of it. Players like him, Bonaventura, Suso, they took us to where they could get us to, which was Europa League. Then last season, he contributed to help us get in top 4. And obviously, we've just evolved as a club and gotten better players in. We still need to remember that they've contributed along the way, innit? So I think that was great to see Romagnoli get his sort of send-off.
Did you guys see this? Teo's Buongiorno thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
shit. Well. That is hilarious.
There's just so much. You can imagine that there's so many bookmarks that those players have,
Yeah.
Ready to be
9 on E Roma, 1 on E.
I like that one.
Yeah,
that's crazy,
hilarious.
The receipts are coming out now, aren't it? The receipts.
Waiting for this day. Yeah, I mean,
I heard Pioli's medal got stolen by a fan.
He's getting a replacement though.
I can't work out where it happens, because obviously there is loads and loads of pictures in the Getty library, and then there's one picture where there's one picture where he has it, and then he's walked a bit further. In the next picture, he just doesn't have it anymore. So whether someone literally came and grabbed it off his neck, or whether he dropped it, I don't know. Anything could have happened.
Probably in the celebration.
You'd know if someone took it off your neck.
Nabbed it off you, for sure.
But the league have already tweeted him and said, "Don't worry, we'll get you another one." So
he got the tattoo also. The
is that real?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's meant to be, but I don't know. It could be one of them that expires after a few weeks or whatever. Temporary.
Well, Pioli has tattoos, and it's his first title, so I don't see why
he got him on his arm.
I wonder if he's a Milan fan now instead of an Inter fan.
I'm sure he is.
Yeah,
he probably is.
How could he not be at this point?
Yeah.
My favorite video is him chanting "Pioli's on fire" last.
Did you see it even before the game had ended and the fans were doing it and he was joining in? That is amazing.
It was last night?
Yeah. It was so great.
Before the game even ended, he just completely took his eye off the game and started dancing. It was so funny.
I didn't know they were doing it in the stand. We were doing it in the bar while Pioli was doing this. We all were doing it with him. And I thought that was just us singing. So it was on the TV too. That's hilarious.
Yeah. So many amazing moments from that.
Yeah.
Like the reactions from the bench as well for the goals.
Yeah.
The fans, because obviously it was well documented that we had like three sides of the ground, 18,000 out of 21,500 fans, but still just to see it with the goals all going in at that end in front of that massive open terrace and everybody just running forward to the front to try and get close to the players. And the pitch invasion, I mean, some people don't like it. It's a bit more of a thing here in England, I feel, is a pitch invasion, but if there was ever a time to do it, that was incredible. That was
I don't
amazing.
mind it. I think it's fun.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like we did it when we finished 16th or 17th or anything, like some clubs have done.
It's only an issue when they get like destructive or something, like if they're running the pitch and they're like breaking, I don't know, chairs, seats, the net, the corner flag.
It happened in England and the player got headbutted by a fan.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
That happened in the playoff, right?
Yeah, and then Vieira kicked someone.
That person was also in his face,
totally deserved it.
100% deserved.
Totally
I would have kicked him too.
Yeah.
People forget what Vieira was like as a player, man. Right. Didn't take any shit. That was incredible, amazing scenes. What else have we got? Oh yeah, Kessie's final salute to the crowd. That was quite a. Do you know what?
I'm going to miss him. I don't care what anyone says. I'm going to
say it all is forgiven. I'll forgive you for that interview. You won't do an interview like that again. Thank you for 5 years. People forget he's done half a decade of service here and he's gone out, closed the cycle in the right way.
Exactly.
And when we knew he wasn't renewing, he was absolute professional. No, he was, well, in some games, but still absolute professional the whole time. Played the games. Always gave his all, even when he had a bad day. It was always apparent that he was trying to play, and I thought he obviously had an incredible game. I thought he had a great game in this final stretch, this last 6 on the trot that we won, and I'm gonna be sad when he's gone. I think he's a great player.
How many games have we been in a row?
6 on the trot.
Oh, okay. It's rare. It's rare that happens, isn't it?
It's very rare.
Get it clipped. I think it shows as well, we better get his replacement right. It's looking more and more like it's going to be Renato Sanchez. And I do trust if the management have said he's our guy because he can play probably 2 positions like Kessie has been doing. But at the same time, I think Kessie in the season finale, as she said, has really stepped up. So we need somebody who's going to come in and drop 6 out of 10 performances at a worst. And then is occasionally going to win us the match. That's the level. That's been the level the last couple of years. Kessie in a way is emblematic of our upward trajectory and the recent journey because I think until Pioli came along, he was struggling with a bit of an identity crisis as to what his best position is, how he should be operating in the midfield, and then got a ton of confidence from that post-lockdown run when we went on an amazing run, and he was probably the best player in that. He's seen it right through to the end. It's a shame that it all seems to be done. If it was still up in the air now, I think that we'd have a chance of renewing him because moments like that would make any player think twice. But you cannot begrudge him the chance to have a new opportunity at another big club. Let's be honest, it's another big club. It's not like he's going to Newcastle for more money.
Right. I mean, Barca's always going to be a top destination for any player.
What a way to sign off. An incredible side foot finish. I thought he'd put it right in the top corner until I watched the replay and realised Concealy was hugging his near post and it basically went down the middle of the net. But still, incredible. Open your foot up like that, bang. Leao, hat-trick of assists. We definitely need to mention that. I mean, he was unplayable. I don't know what it is, but when he gets the ball and he's in isolation against the fullback, it doesn't matter what starting position they have on him. He's winning. He's getting to the byline first. And that is exactly what happened every single time he took on Mulder. I think it's Mulder, their right back. It was quite frightening, to be honst. And
he burns the centre back, innit? He burned the second one, innit? The second goal when he... Was it second goal?
Chiriquez or Ferrari?
It might be Ferrari, I think.
I think it was Ferrari. Yeah.
And then Ferrari
tries
to
they're both slow.
Clubbing, when he goes past. The
fact that he even had the vision to find I don't remember. It was either the second Giroud or the Kessie goal. The vision to find that pass because it was like a sharp cut back for the ball. I was just like, there were two other people that I was like, I thought the ball would have went to instead, and then just incredible.
Yeah, crazy.
I mean, he's the league MVP for a reason. He was incredible.
Oh yeah, so we should probably talk about him getting Player of the Year.
Yeah.
Mignon,
Pioli getting Coach of the Year.
Pioli.
Yeah.
So
I think that was
internally as well.
But yeah,
that's the thing is that there's been so many MVP candidates for us alone this season. You can make a case for about 7 players. Honestly, you really can. You make a case for Mike, coming in and firmly surpassing Donnarumma's record from last season, being the league MVP. Kalulu for being MVP in the sense that nobody expected this from him at the start of the season, and he has proven to be one of the best centre-backs in the league. Tomorrow, you can make a case for being remarkably consistent. Teo for improving in defence as well as, being decisive in attack. Tonali, Leao, Giroud for his huge goals. I know he's been anonymous in recent weeks, but my God, has he scored some big goals this season and got into how many goals did
he got 11?
11.
I think it's 14 in all comps, but
yeah. So Leao got 11, and then he got a double. Did Leao? So he got 11 and 10, 11 goals, 10 assists. So that is
more records, kinda. I mean, individual season record, but that run of 6 games was our longest winning streak of the season, doubled the previous best streak, and then that also tied Juventus for the longest unbeaten streak in the league this season at like 16 or something crazy. So, and the fact that we haven't had a penalty since January is insane.
Also, that unbeaten run that you say started after we lost to Spezia, which we shouldn't have lost. So you almost need to count it back if you want it to be
could have
accurate.
Been like 23, 24, crazy.
Madness. Yeah, we've had blips this season, but ultimately we've only lost 4 games in a 38-game season. You're never going to be far away.
Which is unreal.
With that, yeah. And one of them was Sassuolo when we had essentially our B team out there. The Spezia game that we mentioned, the Napoli home game when we were robbed of the equaliser. When you actually look at them, the games that we shouldn't have lost, as in actually shouldn't have lost. Incredible.
The best team in the league.
Most points that we've got since 2005 season, I believe it is, which is very impressive. To finish the season with 86 points is absolutely brilliant. I mean, Pioli said all season, up until the last few games, that Scudetto's not specifically the target. We just got to better our points from last year. That will then be an improvement, and we'll see where that puts us in the table. Realistically,
good luck doing it again next season.
I'm going to say realistically, we knew that if we bettered last season's points total, we were in with a really good shout, and it's proven to be that way. Yeah, madness, great stuff. It's been a lot to take in. It's been a lot to take in. I keep thinking, and look, I mean, I know this sounds really sad, but I've had so much fun just scanning through the Getty library this morning and looking at all the players with the trophy and just the look on their faces and the team celebrations and the celebrations from the goals in the game. And they got so many great pictures of the crowd celebrating and stuff. And it's these moments are immortalized. I know it sounds cliche, but genuinely it is unforgettable. And we need to use this. And obviously, we've got a lot of time to soak it in and celebrate over the summer, don't get me wrong. But we need to use those moments and that feeling as a spur to go on and do it again next year. Be the first ones to get the second star.
If we don't do it next year, it's going to be that's so disappointing.
It's Juve. Now, because we've taken it off Inter, and now there's a Juve cycle of dominance coming. That's just the way it seems to work.
It's just that repeat effect. More years. Oh, no.
I hope not.
But no, we can enjoy this now, man.
And we get pot 1 for UCL.
Yeah, that's another good point. We also get extra revenue from finishing first, around about 17 million extra.
17?
Yeah, 17.
So we get 24 total.
Something like
20 or
30
yeah.
something.
I mean, I don't know exactly how it's calculated, to be honest, but obviously that's actual money. But then think of all the merchandise sales that come from the Scudetto line.
I'm going to be spending a couple $100, that's for sure.
I really hate the T-shirt. I've heard some people say the T-shirt's not great, but I like it. I think it's a bit of a throwback to the 2011 one.
I'm going to get
it's basic, but I don't have an issue with that.
I think they'll bring out a more.
They're not shirts that you just like you wear. You know, they're
you keep them.
You wear them while celebrating. It's a memento, and that's about it.
Yeah, they're already outdated by next season, kind of thing. It's
outdated by August. Yeah,
I was saying a couple weeks they'll be like,
I don't know. I think my X-Men T-shirt is going to stand the test of time. Stefano dropped me off an absolute beauty from the 10-11 Scudetto winning season, so I got him a couple of pints for that. But yeah, I'll have to show that next time. It's beauty.
I'm regretting you did because I should have took the cash.
40 quid. I'll give you back for 40 quid. I don't know. Anything else on the game? I mean, it is a blur. The second half in particular is just like it flew by. Looked up at the clock and it was.
We just looked perfect.
We were.
I think
perfect.
that is the best half of football I've seen Milan play, like in
11 years.
I don't know, probably since Istanbul.
Yeah,
probably since Istanbul, and not being that over.
Which was 15 years ago today.
15 years ago, yeah, and obviously now
at halftime, he's like, "Hey guys, we've been 3-0 up before."
Shut your damn
mouth.
But like, that's the thing. I think we went into halftime. People were saying that, Istanbul, but like, hold on, different things, isn't it?
No, you were saying that. No, nobody else was saying that. You were the one who was saying, "Remember Istanbul."
I was being like, "Look, we got it." Yeah, and then obviously
we were all looking at him like, "How many fucking pints has he had?"
it was the mega pint.
Yeah, the mega pint.
But no, yeah, we knew we could still draw, so it was done. It was for me. It was done at 2-0. That was it, because I thought there's no way we're conceding 3 goals to these lot. And I said we'll get a clean sheet. We got it again. That's Mignon on 17 clean sheets in 32 games in the Serie A.
Yeah,
that beats Donnarumma's 14 clean sheets. Donnarumma got in, I think, 37 games last season. So if Mignon can get 17 and 32,
31 goals all season, that's
crazy.
That's the lowest amount.
If you look through, Scudetto winning sides, and I think you said the same about Inter under Conte last season. If you concede on average less than a goal a game, then you're pretty good. You're going to be doing pretty well there. And I think we'll finish level with Napoli in the end on 31 goals conceded, so the joint best defence in the league. Which fair play, credit to Napoli actually for matching that as a defensive stat. But to end the season with 9 clean sheets out of 11, if you're in a Scudetto battle, you're always giving yourself the best chance with that. I know we've had our attacking struggles and we failed to be clinical at times. We even failed to be clinical for the first 15 minutes of that game. But God, you're always in the game if you're keeping a clean sheet. It really is that simple.
So I just took a look. We've only conceded 8 goals since the start of 2022, and that includes the 2 Spezia ones where one is a little.
There was a stat floating around like 2 games ago, maybe 3 games ago, that there was only us and Liverpool that had conceded like that amount of goals. It might be 6 or 7 goals so far in 2022. We must have now done better than that because they've conceded twice, I think, to end the season. Conceded against Wolves. And so we probably had the best defence in Europe in 2022, is where I'm going with that. Was anyone surprised about how unasked Sassuolo were? I mean, there was a lot of fighting talk from their head coach and their CEO in the week up until the game, saying, I hope Pioli's not expecting an easy game, and saying that they were hurt that a lot of pundits were writing them off already. It's like, if
they looked like they showed up to scrimmage.
Yeah. The only person who showed up to play that dumbass game was their goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Dumbass game.
The key for Sassuolo, people don't realise that they've got a talented forward group. I think they kind of shat it a bit with their team selection because they were going to pick Traore from the start, who for me was one of their brighter players when he came off the bench. But they didn't. They went for midfield 3. And I think that was almost conservative from the get-go because once we stopped any of their midfield 3 playing an out ball, they were penned in. And that was within 5 minutes. They just could not get out of their own half. They had Scamacci like drifting wide and getting into areas where he's never going to score a goal. But yeah, it was a tactical masterclass. And I think it goes to show as well that obviously there's not going to be any complacency on Pioli's part, but he had a few days to knuckle down, study Sassuolo, and come up with a plan to beat them. And not only beat them, but make sure that we're doing everything that could potentially totally overwhelm them. And that is exactly what happened. It was complete domination from start to finish, which I didn't see coming. I thought there'd be some nerves, which is natural for a young team. And as mentioned before, biggest game of most of their careers. But they played it like it was a pre-season game. Like they just wanted to show what they could do and show everyone, now we deserve this. And I'm not saying it felt any less special if we'd have got a last-minute equaliser or something to snatch the title.
At the end of the day,
what a way to do it, man. Yeah. What a way to do it. Emphatic.
I wasn't impressed by some of the, like Berardi and stuff like that. I've never been I've always been a bit being linked with him, but I don't like him, man. I think he's very basic.
Looks slow to me. He always looks really slow. He's
predictable, isn't it? He's a predictable player. He's got that left foot, keeping with his left. He's got turns quite slowly. And I thought the other players didn't really sort of do themselves justice either, Scamacca and Raspadori. But then I think it comes down to intensity, though, isn't it? It's what's their motivation, and we were worried about them maybe wanting to get some suitors this summer and maybe having that game to ruin the party for us, but they just didn't have that. At the end of the day, I think you have to credit the defense as well. There were some counter attacks. You just see Kalulu and Tomori just like on whoever was there, whether it was Raspadori or Scamacca, and just hunting in packs. Close down someone with two players. They ain't going to keep.
Yeah, Kalulu was like following Scamacca into midfield at times, and I think that was a clear instruction. And then Tomori was kind of the one who was making sure that Berardi, when he cut inside, was not even getting a yard to fire a shot off, which was crucial. They didn't really actually come that close at all. As I say, Traore is the one who I think can hold his head up. I thought he was pretty decent.
Is he the one that hit the post, isn't it, in the second half?
Yeah.
Okay.
And if we've been linked with basically all of them, all of the forward group, but he's the one that stands out to me as like, we could do something with him at number 10, definitely. I don't know, tops and flops then, and then we'll do some questions, because I guess there's going to be more stuff about the Scudetto and the game. My top, do you know what? Someone's going to go Leao. Someone's going to go Leao. All right, you might all go Leao. I'm going to go Giroud. I had a lot of criticism in recent weeks, and rightly so. We've been vocally frustrated with his performances. Not just like him not scoring, but also not contributing anything really, doing these flicks and attempted dummies that weren't working and just not getting into dangerous areas. It was a really simple formula this time. If Leao is clear on the left, you go to the near post, and it worked twice, and he continued his trend of scoring season-defining goals. He will go down as the guy who scored the Scudetto winning goal. That's all. Yeah. But it comes after massive goals against Lazio, the equaliser there, Napoli, the winner, the derby, come from behind win. He was the man for the big occasion again, and I don't want him to be an unsung hero, so I'll pick him.
Yeah, I mean he's a big game player. He's won it all. He knows what you have to do.
He hasn't won the Premier League, I don't think, has he?
No, I don't think so.
Did he not win it with Chelsea?
No, I think he left, didn't he, the season?
Yeah. Well, he's won a league title in Italy.
Left Arsenal the season.
He also won it in France as well. Yeah.
He only has 2 league titles.
Yeah, to be fair to him, he won
the Giants in France and PSG, and he beat Inter, Napoli, Juventus, Roma.
Yeah, he won it with Montpellier in France, which is pretty impressive, I think
he's got a Champions League. It's more than Zlatan, He's won FA Cups out the
Europa League as well.
Yeah, he's like a cup specialist, isn't he?
Yeah, and he's won the World Cup.
The World Cup.
It's also Zlatan's 34th major honour. I mean, that is incredible. I mean, I know his playing career has been 52 years, but fair dues, man.
4 decades.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going Giroud then, yeah? Giroud to your top.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's a great pick, but Leao got 3 assists.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be Leao for me as well.
Yeah.
Okay. That was quick.
Appreciate you picking Giroud.
Needed. He was bloody damn good. Yeah. Plenty of, do you know what? Plenty of nominees. I even think Krunic had a good game. He was the one who forced a turnover for the 3rd goal, and just generally, in fact, he forced another turnover that that might have been Tonali. was one that should have resulted in a goal where he coughed it up on the edge of his box. But just in general,
that was Tonali,
just in general, Krunic was pretty good.
Over the last stretch of games, he's been very good, and I don't know if we would have performed the same if we started Kessie as attacking mid or Brahim. I think Krunic was a lot more critical than the credit he's given, because he doesn't do a lot on the ball, but what he does do is very, very decisive.
Well, look, what he does is he allows Leao to play higher. I think that's the important thing. You don't treat Leao like a left winger where he has to come back and do what Salamakers or Macias does. There was a point at the start of the game, Leao was actually the furthest man forward, and Giroud was actually pressing and closing down a bit more. And I remember we went down to the right back within like the first 5 minutes of the game. You see Krunic just sprinting like a gazelle, like going for him, because he's like, all right, there's going to be an overload on the left side with Teo here. So, so he contributes defensively, and I think we have to consider his future now is going to be different to how he perceived it a couple of months back. We probably thought sell him this summer because he's excess to requirements, but I think he deserves to stay. He deserves to stay in this side, and he's got a useful. He's the mentality as well. The mentality that he knows he's a squad player, and he's very humble with it. Like I think Ollie said last week in his interview after the game, he knows his place, and that's quite a humble thing to do. Be as a football player these days. So anyway, flops. What are we talking about? Flops.
Tile makers.
Wow.
One last go before the end of the season.
I don't think he was even that bad, to be honest.
No, but you got to pick him. It's his last game for Milan.
How many options do we have? Like, everyone was near perfect, and he missed a one-on-one twice, I think, right?
Get that shit off your screen, man. It should be illegal.
Steph, you got like some shit behind you? I don't know what it is.
Oh, what that? Oh, no, I was going to see that.
The badge. What, the BitMEX symbol?
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Crypto, yeah.
It's not blended in with mine, actually. This BitMEX thing. Anyway.
I don't really feel comfortable picking a flop. Like a
genuine let's not do it. I just pick Salamakers for old time's sake. But the really
was
no. Give me my last time that I can pick him. It was Salamakers.
Okay.
Do you know what? He should have had an assist for that free kick. I thought there's no.
He should have had a lot of things. He should have also had a goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should. Yeah.
I just remember every time the ball got crossed in from him, I was just shouted out "salad season."
Yeah, you did. Yeah,
It was like salad season, and it was like nothing happened. I was like,
and then security did like a motion as if they were going to come and rip you out, because even they knew that he's crap. No,
there were people at the bar I was at ordering like big chicken Caesar salads, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, it was standing room only. There were no tables, and they're just holding their salads. I'm like, bro, just put that shit down.
Yeah, I can't eat when I'm nervous, to be fair.
I got there an hour early, and I scarfed down some food just to be safe.
Yeah.
Flop.
So we got. We're doing one. I can't think of anyone.
Sassuolo was the flop.
Yeah, honestly.
The person who nicked Pioli's medal was the flop.
Yeah.
Samo.
You know.
I was going to say Samo, I think,
he got a picture with him.
And you see in that
photo, you got a picture of him with him in it. He's just not looking the right way.
That's how my Benucci picture is.
He's holding the medal in that photo, so I think you might be under something there. Shortly after the photo's taken, swipe.
Yeah,
it was.
Although, what did it do for you to have that medal and just look at it for the rest of your life, thinking I stole that from someone who earned it? I won't be able to rest easy with that. I'd get a replica.
I could rest very well every night. If I have
really knowing that you robbed someone's. Yeah. Okay, well that says a lot about.
It's like stealing a Rolex. You still got a Rolex, you know.
Few demons. What, you're gonna do? Melt it down?
Yeah.
Probably a few demons on your part there.
He's probably from another country, and he's just gonna just go back home and pretend like nothing ever happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Grow up and like.
The assumption is probably that he's going to get a replacement pretty quick. So I think your guilty conscience isn't there as much. Like, it's still a shitty thing to do, but I think
there's also that thing
really
of
no
like,
losers in that.
You know, like in you may or may not know, but in baseball, let's say that a member of the crowd catches an important home run for a player, they then get incentives to return the ball.
Yep.
So like someone caught Jeter's 3,000th hit home run and got like a load of shit for it, like Yankees season tickets and signed bats and all sorts, just because he wanted the ball back that badly. Missing Pioli's medal. Right. Okay. This is what I want. You know, I want 10% of Redbird capital.
I'd keep it, yeah. If that was me, I'd keep it. And then, like, when I'm a granddad or something, I'd be telling my kids that I was part of, like, the Milan winning side. So I was in the squad.
But I would have played, but I had a knee overload.
Yeah. I was a typo. It says Pioli, but it should say Salvatore. So,
Yeah.
Man.
Good stuff. Right, should we do some I mean, there is a talking point, which we'll briefly touch on now, and then we'll do the questions to round off and sandwich it. It seems that Redbird have won the race to buy us. InvestCorp have now suspended talks over purchasing us. Looks like Redbird are going to seal a deal which is 1.3 billion euros, which is going to be a mix of like actual equity and then some loans, which is apparently similar to what InvestCorp were offering. And then there's going to be 500 million of what's called an earn-out clause. And that basically means that if the team achieves stuff on the field or if off the field we do things like the stadium project, then Elliott are entitled to more money. It's essentially their way of protecting themselves when if the stadium project comes to fruition, because they know the value of the club would inflate after that. So they're in line to make more money when they were the ones who set up the project. Don't really have too much problem with that. Elliott staying as minority stakeholders is an interesting one, because everyone had this preconceived idea in their head of when they sell, they'll sell for a profit and fuck off and that's it, you know. But that's not the case. I think they actually want to oversee a transitional period and also ensure that we've got some guarantees in case the loans go to shit like they did with Yonghong Lee, for example. How do we feel? Were we Bahrain or American flags for this one?
I am whatever happens.
Yeah.
I trust Elliott to sell us for the right reasons and to the right people, because they do care about reputation as much as people say the opposite. Like, they don't care who they sell us to. They do. Because
I don't think it would affect their reputation if they sold the team to bad owners. I don't think it makes a difference. But I do think that them staying on tells you all you need to know, that they're still around and that they're not making a rash money decision. Like, if they're still a minority shareholder, their name is still on it, they still want to do good, you got to just make more money. So they're I think the project's going to continue as is, maybe better. I think we're going to have bigger transfer windows, not extravagant windows, but absolutely more than what we're used to over the last few seasons. And it's just going to go up, so I'm happy with all of it.
A lot of people kicking off about Jerry Cardinale, who is the head guy from Redbird Capital, doing an interview, I think it was last year, I think it was 2021, where he was basically saying you don't need to spend big money to win things in football, saying that's not good. It shows we're heading for Moneyball. We're still going to be tight. We're going to be watching every penny. Liverpool are the model that works, you know, and I think he wants to emulate that. They use a lot of algorithm, you use a lot of data analysis, and that is not a problem. That's just the way that football's moving. Being clever with how you spend your money doesn't mean Moneyball necessarily. Sorry, go on.
No, this is actually probably not relevant to the podcast whatsoever, but Brozovic was excluded from the team this season. I thought he was the best midfielder for SMS, Milinkovic-Savic.
Oh, I thought you meant excluded as in he'd done something wrong, like he'd broken or something.
No, just like in the
SMS.
Who's with him? Do you know?
Yeah, it was a 4-4-2. Perisic, left mid, Tonali, Milinkovic-Savic, Berardi, and then Leao and Mobley up top, Teo, Tomori, Bremer, Di Lorenzo, Mignon.
SMS does deserve to be in there. If you look at his numbers, they're incredible.
Yeah,
he's like the only Lazio player who can really... Yeah, but Brozovic is really important to Inter. But if you I'm not saying if you put him in another team, he probably does a similar job. But you have to understand the way that their system works for him to look good in that context. I just don't think that he's a massively influential player. If you replace him with another register in that position, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's like that the importance of Di Lorenzo, isn't it, and to Napoli. Individual. As a player, I'm not too impressed. I think they're good, but they're not like Milinkovic-Savic or like even Sandro Tonali. I think individually you get more out of them, but then in the team aspect they give you a bit more, and obviously gels towards them and their their positions in both their sides. But yeah, I think it's just that's a shame. But at the same time, someone's got to miss out, and I'm happy that 5 of our players got in. I think I put a tweet up last week saying all 5 of them should be in there, and they are. So that's good.
Yeah, good. I think it's a fair representation.
Is Tomori in there? Is Tomori in it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sick. Yeah.
Koulibaly.
It was Tomori and Bremer.
Oh, you see, I don't hate. I think Koulibaly is probably the best centre back in the league this season, but I also understand why they've picked. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Napoli was underrepresented in there, but also all the players that got picked over Napoli players, you understand, you know?
Yeah.
Bremer had an incredible season, especially playing for a team like Torino.
Yeah.
Well, that's exactly it, isn't it? You know, you've got to have there's always one variety pick in there as well. As if to say, we did look at the whole league, we promised.
Right, yeah.
I mean, then surely you pick the team with the best defensive league, which is us, obviously. Washington, I think we had joint
with Napoli.
Joint with Napoli, which is why I'm like,
it's a coin toss, isn't it? If you want, but then you can't ignore Tomori's influence with the clean sheets.
So, I mean, you go with the team that won the Scudetto.
Exactly, and that as well. But
just pick our 11.
I mean, they essentially did. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And then probably some of them do stupid shit like they managed to shoehorn Perisic in as a midfielder or something, and it's like, no,
they put him as a left mid on this.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I've seen some daft stuff though. Let's do some questions.
Yeah, let's get to them.
So we got 27.
Fuck.
I'm just going to go down and try and pick out the best ones. But you know what I mean?
Quick fire round.
That don't overlap. Yeah.
So that means Albert's going to read 26 questions.
Yep.
Is one of them who does the best impressions on the team of each other?
Yeah.
Voice
hey guys, I'm Stefano.
Bloody hell! Wow. We should do an impressions episode where we do it as each other for the entire thing.
Welcome back to the SempreMilan podcast.
I'll be the easiest one.
Oh, my arm, Ollie Fisher. Are you doing a Maddie impression
Australian?
right now?
Me?
Yeah, it's because I can't do a British accent. All my British is Australian.
They're like the same.
I know. You know what? Okay, off topic, but why would England discover this beautiful island with beaches, warm weather, everything in the world, and decide to send their criminals there and then
because they're dumb,
gloomy
spiders and
look at this guy in the bucket hat.
The spiders.
This is your representation of England.
No, the actual story behind that.
Going fishing later, Fisher.
Actually, so
yeah, you should put your lures in there.
There should be like there should be a Foster's bucket hat or something, just for pure cultural appropriation.
Good night, mate.
Yeah.
Trip on the Barbie.
Do you know what? I've been to Australia. It's infinitely better than this country. So I don't know how I'm going to disagree with that. It's brilliant. I loved it there. The only thing is, they said check under the toilet seat before you go to the toilet because there are sometimes deadly spiders under there. That put me off a little bit. But yeah, anyway. Questions. Joseph Calvo, what's the 1, 3, and 5 year ceilings for this team if we get the proposed takeover? Well, I guess the 1 year is just win the title again.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. And then get out of the Champions League group stages.
I hate to take a cop-out answer, but I mean, we just won the Scudetto with very minimal goals, being projected nowhere near what we accomplished with the team that really doesn't have the greatest attack outside of Leao and, Giroud doing some clutch goals and here and there other people. But if we just accomplish that, then the ceiling is infinite winning, right? Like, there's when are we ever going to look at it and say there's no way we win the Scudetto from here? Until we start being drastically shit, at this point, it's every season. We got a chance.
Well, I think it's more. It goes down to the rest of the league, isn't it? Is there competition?
Yeah. But I don't think this league was as weak as the rival fans want you to believe. When the table is as close as it is, that shows how competitive it is.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, you got to give a bit of credit.
That season where it was 97 points for Juve and like 93 for Napoli, like that's not a competitive league. That's 2 competitive teams.
Yeah,
and 18 trash boys. Here, everyone's pretty close. So,
Yeah,
Mm.
I mean,
I
like,
think next season's going to be much harder. I think Juve is going to be much stronger.
one
Yeah,
of two
I do,
things are
yeah.
going to happen, though, isn't it? One or two things are going to happen. Either so all these players here, these like Bremer and Scamacca, and they're all playing for these sort of mid-table to bottom-table sides. If they get that move to a bigger side in Serie A, then those top 7 sides are going to get better, and obviously then the rest of the pack. That means the games that are away against Torino get much more easier, or they stay at those clubs, and then the league is just as competitive. So it's going to be an interesting summer just regarding obviously who signs who, but then also who leaves what clubs this summer. I think that's the important thing. But yeah, I think if we can win the league again next season, or even just the cup, I'm happy with it. Just a bit of silverware, but I think we have to be realistically looking at Juventus, thinking that they're going to come back with a bit of a point to prove. So
I just realized we're competing in the Super Cup against Inter.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
yeah.
It's going to be in the Middle East again,
Of course.
Oh, that's
which is a real shame.
sorry for
Otherwise, I
people
might have
who live
gone
in the
for.
Middle East, but
No, yeah. I
should
do
be
think
in
it takes away from the
Italy.
significance of it a little bit, but then you say, if we lose, it's like, who cares, man? It's just
It's a
pre-season
commercialized
game.
trophy, yeah.
If we win, it's going to be.
And it'll actually be over the summer this time too, right? Because the World Cup will be going on
I
in.
think so, yeah. Yeah. Also, last time we won the league, we were in the Super Cup against Inter, and we came from behind to win 2-1, and Ibra scored.
Yeah, I was gonna say something about that. I was gonna say last time we played Inter in the Super Cup, Ibra was there, isn't it? That's when
I think Boateng equalised.
Boateng, and he did that like karate kick celebration.
Yeah. That was in Beijing.
I think so. Yeah. Beijing. I don't know. But yeah, year 5. I don't know. I think we need to take it year by year and see where we're at as a club. And we don't know, and financially what we can spend, what the future of sort of football is going to be in that point. But yeah, I like to think we stay where we are in the sort of the elite of Italian football, and we can just compete and do a bit better in the Champions League, maybe get to the quarterfinals if possible, and then go from there really. But we have to kind of look at other leagues in that regard,
You think in 5 years it should be quarterfinals?
No, I think we can realistically do that next season. With the right investment, with a bit of luck in the group stage, and hopefully a nice draw in the round of 16. Like, I think that's doable. I was saying to Ollie, I was like yesterday, where I want Milan to get is, I know teams like Man City and Liverpool, Real Madrid, I guess PSG with the money spent in Bayern Munich. If we can be underneath that, but like best of the rest, so you're better than Atletico Madrid, you're better than Dortmund, you're better than Juventus, Inter, you're better than Spurs, and compete with someone like Chelsea. I'd happily see us there. That's a sort of a humble development as a club.
Look, I mean, if Villarreal can make it to the semifinals, why can't we?
Yeah, there is always
We're a better
a team
than
in
them.
there. There's always a team.
Exactly.
But I don't want to be that team. The team who gets lucky to the semifinals.
I'll take it.
I mean, like, it's good for 1 year.
Yeah.
But like, that's not something to build.
The thing as well,
it is, but
if you really want to be on a par with Europe's elite, which you probably would say is Real Madrid, PSG, City, Liverpool, we're going to have to completely transform the way that we operate as a club and embrace blood money and, be state-run. Because that's the levels of investment that are needed to keep up there.
Liverpool's not blood money, to be fair. As much as they think
but they're paying like the head coach double what our top-earning player gets,
Right.
That's the kind of... And you need to keep making 60, 70 million pound signings every year just to keep up with the rest, not necessarily gain any ground. We're so far away from that. I think in 5 years we'll be fighting for the European Super League. Next question. Michael Golisano, what championship merchandise will you guys be buying? I kind of fancy getting a t-shirt. Some people said it looks like a bit of a basic design or whatever, but I think it looks good. So I'll probably get the t-shirt and then see what else comes out. I'm sure they'll do a special line of merch.
Yeah, I'm waiting till the next year's home jersey comes out, and I'm going to get the one with the patch. I'm going to get the mug that says Champions, and then a scarf that says Champions.
I honestly haven't looked at any of the merch. I planned on getting the jerseys with the patch, and I'm gonna get. I haven't scheduled yet. I called around yesterday, but all the places were closed. But I'm gonna get yesterday's scoreline tattooed on me somewhere. I don't know where.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, immortalize it. I mean, it was my first Scudetto since I've been watching, so
nice.
Yes,
And you get the 19, like, purely. The shield.
Oh, yeah,
The only thing that I've got about that is that what if we win it next year?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Then I get another one. But this one was more sentimental to me. I mean, this one was watching a decade of just bullshit after bullshit.
Yeah.
And then finally that first one. And I don't know. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, even guys like Salamakers, who I despise, everyone on this team to me is a legend. Except for Morante, because he just never played. But everyone played a part in some way or another.
For your tattoo, are you going to get like AC Milan, Sassuolo with the score and then the scores underneath it?
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Just like in little text. Like nothing that's, in 30 years, it's just going to look like a blob. That's cool, whatever. Most of them will.
You should check out Mirante's Instagram story. I feel like it's borderline ironic because he's posted 20-odd things of people saying, congratulations, Mirante, amazing, and all that kind of stuff, as if they're taking the piss like you didn't do anything in the entire season. But it was fun because I was looking. I've done a thread, so go on SempreMilan.
Does he get a winner's medal?
Yeah, he got one.
He did. Yeah,
he got one.
Yeah, because when he walked in, I was like, "Who the fuck is that?"
I don't think. There's like a restriction with games. I think we were talking about this yesterday, Ollie. But I don't.
It's just Champions League that has that.
I think Premier League as well. I don't know if Champions League has got like restrictions. Has it got restrictions in most games? Anyway,
I don't know.
Today everyone they're giving him out like confetti. So, but I think that's nice, man. I think at the end of the day, he's joined the club. Obviously, he came when we were worried about Mignon getting injured, and he didn't play a game. Tatarosanu stepped up, but it's nice, man. These are some of the Serie A journeymen, like him, Mirante, Florenzi. You're happy for him because he's finally won something instead of a bonsai tree. There's some good stories there to be seen. Even like your Ballatores and Daniel Maldini, seeing that, I was really nice to see, Paolo kind of like seeing Daniel come out and get that medal. He just it brings things such a like full circle with the club. But some great stories there.
Pellegri's will be in the post.
Pellegrini, yeah,
he's in for a
that
shot.
was hilarious. I just went on Morante's Instagram.
Yeah.
That was funny.
It's good, isn't it? It's quite funny. It's definitely a bit of tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
A couple of questions about. So next season's minimum, this is from Abhijit Mohan, what should be the minimum and stretch goals for next season to drive our strategy for the transfer window? I guess we kind of touched on it. Definitely retain the Scudetto. That should be. Doing a domestic double would be really good because realistically we're not in a position to challenge for the Champions League at the moment. We all know that. But I think the massive one for me is get out of the Champions League group stage. If we get to knockout rounds, you're talking a lot more revenue coming in.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be nice. Pot 1 gives us a bit of an advantage in that sense, but also, it's all
so who
relative.
are the teams that could get pot 2?
It's not fully decided yet because obviously there's a whole qualifying process to go and stuff.
But from the big ones like Liverpool, we could get them in pot 2.
Eintracht are in our pot because they won the Europa League.
Yes, we won't get them. We could get Barca. We could get
Man City.
Atletico again.
Can't get Man City. Can't get Bayern.
Can't get them. Yeah, get
Can't
Dortmund
get
probably. Can't get PSG. So I mean, there are some teams that.
Well, there's also a lot of strong teams in pot 2 and 3.
That's what I was counting. You just kept going pot 1 people that I wasn't interested in, but it's all good.
Yeah.
I think that's right. But if we can retain the league, get the cup, if that's possible, that's probably the stretch goal. Minimum for me, if we can go for the league, that's it. And then stretch would be winning the Copa, or at least get to the final. And then last quarterfinals, I'd say, would be a stretch goal for Champions League.
I mean, to be honest, I don't think you could for Inter fans. I don't think they could look at this season as a failure other than the fact that it was Milan that won it. I mean, they were in the title race till the very last day. They won the Coppa Italia. They won the Super Cup. If we could, and they made it to the round of 16. If we could replicate that next season, it's still not a bad season, even if we miss out on the title last day. They had a good year.
No, I would like to get a second star next year.
Oh, 100%. 100%. I want that more than anything.
I would get 2 stars above my tattoo.
That'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool. I get them 1 above each nipple.
I could do that too. Or just put them around my nipples.
Yeah, just star nips.
And then when we win 30, I'll do it around my belly button.
Cool.
I think we have to talk about what winning the league means. I think AJ was saying before about 10 years of trash you've been seeing this club from this club. And I had my cousin with me at the Milan Club London yesterday, and he started picking up supporting Milan as well. Similar timeline, sort of caught it towards the tail end of its successful period in the late 2010s. And then crap happened, didn't it? Shit, the fan, we turned into the banter era club. And this is, I like to think, everything going full circle. Not mean we still got journeys to go. We still got like leaps and bounds, but to win the league title is still something to scream about, because it's like some people might say, look at this trash side winning the league with like players like Salamakers and stuff like that. But that's the heart. This is the new identity of the club now. There's heart. There's a coach that people doubted if he's got a bottle job mentality, or if he's never won something before in the past. And now we've got a coach and we turn him to a winner, proving people wrong. Players that you don't think usually should be contending, Kruniches and Salamakers and Brahim Diaz, it's like they're contributing. And it's such a great story, I think, for football, or Italian football, and just Milan fans. I'm going to be so happy about. And I think this is probably going to be one of my favourite Scudetto wins that I've seen as a fan. I think there's sort of ranks for you guys, but
the people who say, "Oh, they won the league with Salamakers, they won the league with Krunic in the squad," that's the point. Like we achieved that objective, and we've still got gears to go up into. We'll. I mean, I guess the second half of the season made it apparent that there are obvious gaps in the squad that need filling, and there are positions that need upgrading, and we will go out and upgrade those positions. I find it hard to imagine that our attack will get objectively worse between now and September 1st. I think if anything, it's only going to get better.
That's the thing. I was going to say, it's encouraging because we've won the league with some players like that. It can get easy to get better, and we are in a good financial position, unlike some of our rivals in the league. We're going into the summer with potential new ownership. And these are young players as well. They're not aging. They're not, obviously other than Ibra and Giroud, but the core of the side, the youngest Scudetto team to win the youngest team to win the Scudetto since the 3-point era, which is like 26 point something years old is the average age of the side. But they're just going to get better and better. But one thing we have to look out for now is that now the target's on our back. Teams are going to want to beat us next season. People want to come for our players, So we have to get used to some interesting transfer windows, because
they can come for Salamakers.
I don't think they'll be coming for him. You're coming for him by the sounds of it, with a sniper. It's going to be interesting. I think that's a good position to be at. When other teams want your players, that means something's going right, and that might mean a few interesting bids for Rafael Leao or Teo Hernandez or Tomori. But
I was just reading, actually, it's a good time to bring it in. Matt Law, who's the pretty reliable Telegraph reporter, says that we want to reward Tomori with a contract extension and a pay rise. That is proactivity. That's good. Yeah. Like that.
All of them should do it. All of them. Honestly, all of them need it. I would love to see a Kessie remontada. Just fucking say, you know what, I like it here. It just stick around.
Oh, we'll see if Bayern register anybody.
That's what I'm saying. They have their trouble. And if Mbappe was able to pull that off on Madrid on the final day, granted, it's significantly easier to backstab a team when another one's offering you $500 million. But if they could do it, why can't we? I'm
just reading the Calcio Mercato report saying that Origi won't be the only striker signing this season. The dream is Darwin Núñez. The alternative is Sebastian Haller. So that's good news, because, we can't have thought that Origi and Giroud will be enough going into next season. It might end up being, but I think it would be dangerous. Next question. Rock A. Ward. Who will be tomorrow's centre-back partner next season, Kalulu or Botman? Don't give me the both response. It's a Champions League knockout game and both are healthy. Who starts?
I saw this question. In the thing. I was really good. I was going to ask if you can ask that one. I would say Kalulu in the Champions League, because I think it's a game that's made for pace in that competition, and I think I need to see a bit more from Botman. I haven't seen enough because I just don't watch French football that much. But I'm a bit worried about his pace, because he strikes me as a like a slower. He's slower than Kalulu. He's going to be slower than Kalulu, but he obviously gives you more assurances in the air, aerially and defensively. I think Botman will kind of be more like a league defender, and I think Kalulu will be the Champions League. But then that's kind of contradictory, because Botman actually has Champions League experience as opposed to Kalulu. So I don't know,
That's
just
one
my
thing to
perspective.
factor in. Yeah, he's got Champions League knockout experience.
I know you said not to give you the both answer, but I am going to give you the both answer, and I think it's going to be Klulu as the right back with Botman as the
Oh,
center back.
okay, yeah. Good
Calabria
answer.
is not getting benched by Kalulu.
Nah, man.
I think
I
you
think
might be
there's going to
surprised.
be a rotation. There's going to be a rotation, but like I think as the go-to team starting off games, I think Calabria is going to still be there.
You cannot
he
drop.
has not been horrible.
Yeah,
I'm not saying he has been horrible.
yeah.
I'm just saying I think the
You
ceiling.
think Kalulu's better, basically?
Yeah, I do, and I think his ceiling is triple where he's at currently, whereas I think Calabria is maybe like half a rung below his cap.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Who's won more Scudetti, Hakan Çalhanoğlu or Junior Messias? Yeah, that's good. That's good. Hassan asks, thoughts on Milinkovic-Savic for the number 10 role? Ooh, if we could afford him, I'd be all over.
Yeah, that'd be crazy expensive.
I just think Latito's a prick.
Yeah,
he's gonna.
Yeah, he is.
Nope.
I would do it.
No chance of getting for.
But it's not going to
70
happen.
million.
Yeah.
No. And he will get his big move this summer, I think, Milinkovic-Savic. And it'd be interesting to see then how Lazio spend that money, because Sarri is known for throwing his toys out the pram if he doesn't, get the money reinvested back into the squad. I'd love to see it, though. If SMS was to turn around and say, I want to stay in Italy, I'm settled here, my family's settled here, then that instantly narrows the market. My head instantly goes to Juve because they are in desperate need of a midfielder, but they're trying to do the Paul Pogba thing. Inter definitely can't unless they sell Barella, in which case, ideal replacement. Maybe we could make something work. I don't know. But it feels like a pipe dream, but he would be ideal. He would be ideal.
I think his future's abroad, though. I think it's going to be in like a Manchester United or something like that will come in for him. I can't see a suitor coming from Italy, in my opinion.
I see him sticking around one more season and leaving on a free.
His contract does run out in 23, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Milinkovic-Savic.
That's just the way players are doing it now. They're running their contracts out, and they're either re-signing for huge money or they're leaving to another club. I mean, we've seen it so many times in the last 2 summers. I wouldn't be shocked if that happens. Especially if Latito is still demanding 150 million, which they're just never getting. It's not happening.
Oh no, his deal's until 24, hence why they can still get a good asking price.
Oh, that makes sense. I thought he was 1 year less.
Yeah.
Damn.
They got a few free signings this window. Obviously, Romagnoli, but I think they're picking up Vecino from Inter. So, yeah, who knows? That's a midfielder there. They might.
You know what we could do?
I had honestly forgotten he existed.
Yeah, no, he's crap anyway. But
we could offer Romagnoli a very short time renewal and include him in a transfer, kind of like what Chelsea did too.
They're definitely not selling to us. If we pull a stunt like that, Latito saying, "No, you can keep Romagnoli. That's fine.
Yeah.
We'll sell."
The NBA signing trade, doesn't it?
Yeah. Ferrino asks, "We won the Scudetto. Now what? Now we drink. I think." That would be fair to say.
I did it. Now what?
We do. The
We
club is
carry on.
different.
Yeah, what does the club do?
I think they try and do it again.
Exactly. I think
next
they're going to
step's
have 3-4 days off, and then Paolo's going to be hitting the beaches of Ibiza.
Yep.
He's going to be signing some boys, and it's back to the sport doesn't end when the summer starts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it never
There's
stops.
That's when like the business gets to work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's a nice little period now where we can soak in all the celebrations before the market actually opens. But we know we've been doing negotiations for months now ahead of next season. Origi, Botman, Sanchez. That's a good start, those 3. That's a reinforcement in each department. But then we know that a winger needs to arrive, probably another number 10, probably another striker as well as Origi. Getting those profiles right is where we're really seeing an indication of the intention and where we're at with this project. Obviously, change of ownership is massive as well. If that gets done quickly, then we can probably have more hopes of having a pretty promising summer window. But if it takes ages and drags on, it can
and new ownership too, right at the window, they're going to say, "Let's make a statement. Let's
maybe."
I think they'll allow a bigger signing than what Elliott would if Elliott controlled the whole summer, because that scares me. Because if Elliott is trying to sell, why are they going to invest anything in the summer. You know, like if they're trying to wait for that to get done, they might just hold off, and that's risky business.
Yeah.
I
Then
think
if they know as part of this deal that they're going to keep a minority stake, they might be a tad more inclined towards putting some.
I think I was going to say the renewal should be a key concentration. I think the next 3 weeks. I think getting Leao, get that contract done, man. Get him done. Even like players like Krunic if they want to do it.
Yeah, I also think renewals are one of those things where it's much easier to get all parties involved to agree. So Elliot say, yeah, we're happy for you to renew that player at that amount. And they can say to Redbird, are you happy with that? If the sale goes through, would you be happy with that? The answer is going to be yes. We need Leao. Yeah. If we buy the club, he's going to be a figurehead for years to come. So, yeah, I think it's easier with renewals. Signings might be a bit different. I don't know. Final question then. Again from Abhijit. Probably butchered your name. I'm sorry. Who's your vote for unsung player of the season? We've praised likes of Tonali, Leao and Giroud. Name someone a bit different to make it interesting. I've got my answer for this. It's Cyprian Tatarashanu for the Derby penalty save.
That was huge. Yeah, that was big.
God, our backup goalies love saving penalties in the Derby.
Who else did it?
Yeah, I know what I was thinking.
Oh, I thought GGO's brother did.
Oh,
no, you know what? Kept a clean sheet. That's what it
was. He kept the clean sheet. Yeah.
Clean sheet. Okay, I thought it was a penalty save. I mean, it's both great.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Kalulu.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna say Ionut Radu for Inter. He's the unsung hero. No,
you know what? I did see him in the post game thing on CBS, and he was like really sad, and I was cheering for him. I was like, "Thank you so much."
They are selling T-shirts in the center of Milan shirts with Radu 19 on the back.
Yeah, so
I feel like
I'd buy that. I'd buy that. I'd be on that. It's horrible, but like I don't really care because
seasons tilt on individual errors like that. It is what it is. It's not the first time it's happened. It's not the last time it's going to happen.
Yeah. Unsung hero, I'm going to go for Florenzi because I like him. I think we should buy him.
Great.
Definitely buy him.
I mean, can you make a case for Messias? Because everyone's like, he's crap, we shouldn't buy him, but he scored 6 goals.
Yeah. You absolutely
he scored 6 goals.
Yeah. A top right winger.
Unsung hero for winning bets as well. Gamble responsibly, everyone. I'm sure we'll have more wagers for next season.
I already got one with Madison, right?
Yeah.
I said Origi 20 goals in all comps next season.
Oh, mate, I'll double down on that. No chance.
Just to be clear, I messaged Steph. AJ said Origi is to score 20 goals. If he scores 21 goals, I win $20.
Mate, that's awful.
That's not how it works. Sorry, brother.
That's what you said.
The bet's full.
You didn't say 20 or more goals. You said 20 goals.
If he finishes on 20 now, mate, I'm going to be rooting for it.
If he finishes on exactly 20, then you owe me double money. If he goes over it, it's just regular money.
That wasn't the bet.
Neither was what you said, so we're just throwing shit out there.
I'm going to wrap this up quickly because the parade has started,
wrap it up.
so I'll watch that. Thank you so much to everybody who's watched and listened throughout the course of the season. The support honestly does mean so much. We do it for moments like this. And, like I said, thank you to everyone who came up and said something yesterday while at the screening and stuff. It's incredible, really. We don't realize how lucky we are to have formed such a community. So anyone who supports and all that, thank you so much. And let's hope that, from next season, we can cover another Scudetto. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? And thank you to everybody also who entered our giveaway for the signed Mike Maignan jersey in collaboration with Milan Club Dublin. We raised over €1,200 for the Milan Foundation on that. So, yeah, thank you to anyone who donated generously and congratulations to the winner of that, who I don't actually know, but enjoy that. And I think that's it. We're going to come back in the following weeks, obviously, while there's a bit of a break for the off-season and do maybe a quiz, go through the players and do some player ratings, look back at our predictions, recap the key moments of the season. We've got plenty more content planned. This was always going to be just a raw reaction video if and when we did get over the line. So, yeah, thank you if you made it this far. I've been your host, Ollie Fisher.
Anthony Torgrud. Everything he said times 2. and Madison.
What he said. Looking forward to the next 16 weeks of talking about random things
until the season starts. Right? Is it 16? I thought it was 10.
I don't know. I just made up a number. I was like maybe 4 months, 4 weeks a month. Season starts in September or August.
August.
Bit of pre-season stuff to talk about as well, though. Don't forget about those pre-season friendlies against Olympiacos.
You guys thought way too much of what I said.
Yeah, no, I know. We just like to cross-reference it. Stefano, cheers for joining.
Yeah, thanks for having me back on again, guys. And yeah, to all the Milan fans around the world, I'd just say milk it in. We've been waiting for this big moment. And yeah, if you want to post good morning, champions of Italy every day on Twitter, do it.
Do it.
We will engage.
Photo album saved. I've got 365 days worth of photos. So,
did you really save them?
Yeah, seriously, man. Yeah. So I will be doing that every day, every morning, and I suggest you guys do the same. But yeah,
couldn't have said it any better. So.
Cool. Yeah, that's it. I'm out as well. Yeah, catch me midweek on my video. But yeah, peace out.
Yeah. Back now, aren't you? Yeah, you're back from Canada. So
you've been on 3 straight podcasts, but no video.
I've not had the resources available to me to.
We do not have the capacity for that.
Knee overload.
Don't think you have the facilities for that, big man. Yeah, thank you for watching, everybody. Let us know how you're celebrating in the comments. And yeah, we'll catch you in a week's time. In the meantime, no, other one. Ours.
Ecco l'Ante in area di rigore, Ante, Ibra, gol! Vediamo se è buono, ce lo dà buono, ce lo dà buono, ce lo dà buono.